Hello everyone. Products used in this video are from Color Art. We've used the Resin Art product. Make sure to take advantage of our Black Friday event ending on November 30th. I'm going to first lubricate my canvas with some clear resin. I've got a 20 by 20 cradle board, and when working with cradle board, which is solid wood, it's raw wood, you want to seal the back and the front. I've sealed it with a GAC 100 just to keep the wood from slurping up too much, and then painted it with 2 to 3 coats of white house paint, sanded in between, and then applied some gesso and sanded. Here you can see I'm lubricating the canvas basically because it is wood. Wood is very dry. It takes a lot of moisture no matter how many times I seem to paint and sand it. So I'm warming that clear resin and moving it around to add a bit of lubrication to the surface. So as I apply my colored resin, it will move much easier. I'm warming it as I'm going because I don't want it too sloppy. I just want it warm enough so the clear resin glides. Next, I begin applying the Stone Coat Black. Now, I've mixed some just very little Stone Coat Black with the clear, so it's more of a smoky color than a deep black that would cover the canvas. We use this for effects only when swiping or blowing the color over the stone coat. It creates a lacing effect. First color I'm going to lay down is the black cherry wine. This is that new wine color. I've done the tile test, but I'd never really actually used this on a canvas yet. Very sparkly color. This is the Clementine. This is that beautiful orange. Perfect for this time of year. Those two colors kind of make me hungry, considering we just passed a major holiday. This is the Aquamarine. It's a little bit of golden autumn going down. It's a brown that we have. It's a warmer brown. I just wanted a little bit of that brown to transition into the black. But not before I add some of this golden diamond. This is a very sparkly gold. So this color I just put down was a combination of Belize blue and Azurite, our darker turquoise. I was attempting to make a deep teal, and I ended up mixing some of it up in the resin. I really didn't plan on breaking my 5 color rule. I try to stick to 3 to 5 colors. But since I already had that custom color mixed up, I had no choice to use it. So as you can see, I'm filling in the rest of the area with the Clementine, what little bit of black cherry I had left. And this is also stone coat. A little bit of stone coat drops put in the black resin. Now what's interesting, what I didn't say in the beginning of this experiment, and I'm doing this voiceover because the gardeners were mowing at the time. I may start doing voiceovers like this though because it does make it more efficient. It can cut the full video time down, which is good for everybody. So what I've noticed is when we and what we know is when we're putting color over the stone coat is when we get effects. Well, there's another black that I've been using from a company called Aluminite. And when I put the Aluminite over the color, which many of us that have done acrylic paint pouring are used to, here's the Aluminite going down now. This is that different black. I actually get effects blowing aluminite over it. So in this piece, I wanted to try what happens if I swipe over the stone coat, and what happens if I heat the aluminite and blow it over the resin art colors and also swipe it over the resin art colors. So I have to warm up my areas first. Now, don't get them too hot. All you're trying to do is just simply warm it. If you get the resin too hot, then when you try to swipe, you're going to pick up too much color. You just want it warm enough, just slightly warm enough. So when you take your swiping paper, it will pull just the right amount of paint and glide it over the other colors. Now the paper I'm using today is actually leftover label printer paper. It's very slick once the labels are pulled off. I guess it might translate to freezer paper. The problem with freezer paper, at least what I've gotten so far in a roll, it's hard to control. Warm it slightly after the swipe just to activate the cells. Now I'm warming the other area because I'm going to swipe the opposite direction. Make sure you tap down the edge of that swiping paper so it's making full contact with the paint. You want all edges of that swiping paper to touch. The colors are really beautiful, even though I didn't expect to have that extra blue in there. The final piece was a little bit busy, but the extraordinary selling and color combinations that I got were so outstanding. I showed a friend of mine and she said, you need to show this video anyway, even though it may feel a little bit busy to you. I am loving how that cranberry is looking over that darker Blue Moon Azurite mix. So now I'm trying to heat all of that color. Now remember that white space that you're seeing has the clear resin already on there, prepped and slightly warmed to help. I think my only regret in hindsight was not trying to swipe the aluminite over the colors first and then warm them afterwards. I basically blew this out. And it got me into a little bit of trouble that I later fixed, but those black lines right over there, I'm not 100% on. I may be doing a second layer once this dries. But my job as the promoter of this product is to show you all of my successes and my almost failures. I wouldn't exactly call this a failure, but um, as I'm watching this video and I'm narrating, I can see different things I would have done or I might do. Just as you're watching it, are probably seeing different things in your mind. Oh my goodness, well, if I was doing this, I would have done it that way. See, at this point, I know I would have swiped it over. So at this point, this is where I am going to swipe it a little bit over that black cherry wine and the Clementine. It mops up some of that black. The good news is the colors are so brilliant, I really did not make mud. Surprise, surprise. So a little bit more heat just to accentuate those cells. So now I'm going to add a little touch up, a little bit of color in there where it's still a bit dark. Tiny bit of golden diamond going down, very, very sparkly gold. So as I'm warming this up, I kind of push back some more color, and the swipe at this point, remember to get all that paper down in there, reveals some of that lighter aquamarine. You'll see it where it pushes up right here. Here we go. So this is at this point where I decided to use the rest of my aquamarine in there, go with what got exposed, and kind of draw some color back in there to break up all that darkness. Just touching up some of that Clementine orange. Hoping this adds a little bit more interest to the piece. Make sure to warm your resin every time you add a little bit, just to pop any kind of bubbles you might have. And I'm doing one last final pushing the color around. Here's a quick close-up. And here we are on my cell phone. This is beautiful. That's that aquamarine with that blue moon and black cherry wine. This is where the Aluminite went over the top of the black cherry wine and the Clementine. Very, very sparkly colors. You can see the golden diamond glittering there. A little bit more of that black cherry wine and the Clementine. And now we're seeing this aquamarine and that blue moon azure mist mix. A little bit more of the aquamarine and the golden diamond. The colors were a little bit busy, but the piece all in all turned out okay. It's possible that I might do a second coat over some areas that I think need a little touch up, but there you have it. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you subscribe and like if you want to see more videos like this. Have a good day. Bye-bye.